Hey y'all, my name is Briley Casanova and I am a Certified Mental Performance Consultant, or CMPC for short. Today I want to talk about how to prevent burnout, no matter what endeavors in life might be potentially bringing you there. This is a relevant topic no matter what sport, activity, or life goal you're pursuing. So we all have some level of experience of burnout, whether it's in business, maybe it's parenting, sports, other extracurricular activities, obligations. I think we can all relate to having felt some kind of burnout at some stage or phase of our life. So I wanted to bring to you all today my top tips based on my background and what I've learned to avoid burnout. So first tip is to establish an effective nightly pre-sleep or pre-going to bed routine. So I want you to ask yourself, what are you currently doing or not doing to set yourself up for a successful night's sleep? If you need more detailed ideas on how to maximize your sleep, please listen to my recent podcast on sleep tips that came out before this episode. So I believe that was episode number 38 because this is episode number 39. So anyway, that's tip number one. Tip number two, make sure that you are fueling yourself effectively. That means with what you eat, how you hydrate, just anything that you put into your body. And I encourage y'all to talk to a dietitian or a doctor to make sure you're not deficient in any essential nutrients or vitamins. It's worth that conversation. It does take time, but make sure you're on top of your eating habits and your hydration habits. So there's so many connections between how we fuel ourselves, how we physically move and stay active, and how that affects our bodies, our brains, our physical bodies and our physical brain, but also our mood, our decision-making abilities. Just we need all the pieces to come together too. So that's my next tip. Another tip is to spend time doing a hobby or something that you enjoy, completely unrelated to your work or whatever activity that's taking up a lot of your time, at least once a week. Setting aside time at least once a week can give you at least a little bit of space away from the thing that's maybe draining you or taking up the majority of your day. So find something that you intrinsically enjoy. So what's something fun you do outside of your usual daily or weekly tasks? Start there. Can you incorporate more fun and joy into your day? Think about tasks that bring you joy and just make you happy just by doing the task. What's something that you just enjoy simply for you, not to do with anyone else or impress anyone else, just something that fills your heart, that fills your soul. This could be anything that you want it to be. There's no hard or fast rules about what counts or what doesn't count as a hobby. So I encourage you to just explore that and get creative and see what sticks, see what really means something to you. So in other words, another layer to this tip or this notion is to not place your full sense of self or your full identity into your sport or activity. That is the context for you for today. That could be leading you to burnout. So remember who you are without your sport or that activity. I want you guys to remember that your sport is what you do. It's not who you are. You can be successful no matter what you do. So one exercise you can try is this, and this is something I do with my athletes all the time, and I challenge you to write or type out a one-page description of who you are without mentioning your sport or main life activity. So I want you to basically define your life's purpose outside of that big thing that's potentially bringing you a little closer towards burnout. So I want you to think about what is the reason that you're alive and why you were put here on this earth. And there is a reason. So that's your homework assignment today. If you take away anything from this pep talk today, that's the one tangible thing I encourage you to do to move forward. So I think another thing on top of this, so bringing it back to work, if you are a working professional, I encourage you to find a way to make your work process as fun and pleasant and enjoyable as possible, almost making it like a game. And here's an example of how you can do that. Just one small thing. Again, another tangible thing you can do moving forward is find some kind of jar or cup to keep with you, either in your locker, at your desk, at home, wherever you do your activity or wherever it's most convenient for you, maybe even your car if you travel a lot. And every time you accomplish something, every time you do something well, something that you're proud of, I want you to drop something into that cup. It could be a coin, it could be a paper clip, it could be just, something from the dollar store. You get like a little bag of rocks or stones or stickers or whatever. The concept is getting something and filling your jar with it or filling your cup with it. There's just endless options to make this exercise possible, but the point is just pick something that means something to you. It has to be something easy to access, something that helps build the habit and doesn't add too much to your day, but this is going to be you basically adding to your confidence jar, if you want to call it that. But regardless, make it something tangible, make it something where you can visually see you increasing joy or happiness or confidence over time. Think of it kind of like a piggy bank that you can see through. So, basically fuel your confidence, fuel your joy in a tangible, visual way. So I encourage you to take that little homework assignment with you from today's pep talk as well. My next idea that I wanted to share with you is to connect and spend quality time with people that also bring you joy and that are fun to be around. Find an accountability partner to lift you up when needed, and also be that person for someone else too. There's so much research that supports, encouragement, not just for the person needing the encouragement, but the person giving the encouragement as well. It's such a mutually beneficial task to do. So basically help someone else out by offering encouragement, support through your respective journeys. On the flip side, another thing, instead of like maybe adding that, maybe it also takes subtracting or letting go of the people that drag you down and make your days harder and more difficult than necessary. I know you can't always do that at work, but there's always things that you can add and things that you can avoid or step back from, spend less time with, even if you can't completely, avoid that person at work that drags you down. Maybe it's just tolerance and being around that person for as much as necessary, but then in the other time that you have, filling that and spending that with people that lift you up, bring out the best of you, encourage you, and bring out the creative spark in you as well. So last two thoughts that I have for you today to avoid burnout is to reflect on and identify what's going well for you. There's got to be things that you're actively doing right. Maybe you can't see them, maybe they're not obvious, maybe you have to think really hard about them, but I want you to write down the things that you are proud of accomplishing lately, even if they're small. It's really important to stack those small wins. We talk about that in the performance psychology space. Look for and identify and dig deep to really find those little teeny tiny increments where you're doing something right or something right is going for you. Little wins are still wins. So stack them up. That's kind of the premise of that confidence jar concept that I was just talking about too. Look for the little things. It's not just about waiting for the big things to happen, right? It's about actively choosing to flex the positivity muscle and looking for those small things that you're doing right or the small things that are going well. So that's the second to last thought. My last thought for you is to set boundaries and limits by saying no a little bit more often when things become too much. Get a little more comfortable saying no to things and be honest with yourself about when it's time to say yes or say no to something. It's okay to say no to things that drain you as opposed to filling you up, right? One question to ask yourself when making that decision to say yes or no to something is if you'll regret doing the task. If you're going to regret doing the task for some reason, then chances are it's probably best to not do it. If you won't regret doing the task, then push through and commit to it. Obviously, it's a balance, right? Saying yes versus saying no. Just try to use your best judgment and discernment. Pause before feeling like you have to answer right away. Maybe that's another extra little thing to throw in there in this process is take a deep breath, pause before just immediately saying yes or immediately saying no. Take a minute to think about it, process, assess as best as you can, and then decide, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? Or is this the time to where I need to conserve energy and recharge and go inward and reflect and just be with myself, you know? So those are my initial ideas, thoughts, tips, strategies to potentially avoid burnout. I will close today by just saying thank you so much for listening. Please check out my social media platforms. Everything is listed in the show notes in the description section of the platform that you are choosing to listen or watch this podcast on. I've now consolidated all of my relevant links to just one link tree, so I hope that makes it easier for you to move forward with from today. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments and your feedback as well, so please share that with me. Thank you so much, and have a blessed, beautiful, great day.